Why you shouldn't start SMMA, social media marketing agency, in 2020. Let's get into this video. So 2 weeks ago, my first video about SMMA was actually on how to start SMMA in 2020 and why you should do it. So let me try to unsell you on that dream I told you about 2 weeks ago. So yeah, just real quick though, my name is Boyan for those that you don't know. I make videos on SMMA business, entrepreneurship related videos, Monday to Friday, UK time, 6 p.m. So subscribe if that's you. So let's get into it. One of the things that everyone gets into this industry, in the beginning at least, thinks is it's like almost like a get-rich-quick scheme. Let me unsell you on that and let me explain why you are sold on that. So basically, what it means is like that you're shown all these like successful students of these gurus and like their stories like, oh, you know, I scaled my agency to 6 figures in a matter of months. That did not happen, I promise you. Like, what happened realistically is like, you know, they took a year learning about it and then slowly starting to optimize their mindset, lifestyle, habits, everything. And then from 0, they went to 100K, yes, in a matter of like 3 months. But what they don't talk about is like all the hardships they had to overcome and like the mental hurdles. And yeah, that's how they do it. And also with the students thing, I'm going to explain exactly why that happens and exactly how they have these testimonials which are completely true, but you know, and how that happens, and I'll break it down by the numbers in this video. So to anyone watching who just started SMMA as a beginner, you probably got sold on the dream that, you know, like you're going to be profitable after 30 days or 60 days and you're going to have like 1 or 2 clients by the end of the month as soon as you purchase their course. Here's the thing, the reason why they said that is because no one is going to buy their fucking course if they told them the reality of things. And the reality is, you know, if you want to be successful in this space, you need to dedicate a couple of years into this. And, you know, the first year, you're realistically not going to see that much progress in terms of business, but it's more about, you know, fixing your own mental hurdles, implementing the systems and routines that allow you to even succeed in the business world in general. So like waking up early, for example, I'm going to have a video on, I believe like Thursday, explaining exactly how to implement systems and routines into your life and why it's important. So it's crucially important that you stick around, subscribe, like this video, and stay around at least till Thursday. So yeah, anyways, another reason why you shouldn't start a social media marketing agency, SMMA, in 2020 is because of your unrealistic expectations, which goes back to, you know, being sold on the dream of, you know, being profitable after a month or so. Here's the thing, when people enter this industry, and the reason why people give up and drop out so quickly is because, you know, you're told after 30 days you'll succeed, and after a few months without finding any success, you get demotivated and you're just like, oh, this is a complete scam. And that's why you leave the industry. Don't do that. Lower your expectations. Don't think, you know, just because the person who's teaching you is whipping in a Lambo and then living in some like £12,000 a month apartment, you know, that's going to be your lifestyle a year from now. That's absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, not going to be your lifestyle 99.9% of the time. So my personal experience with this is like when I first started literally 5 months ago, you know, I thought day 1, I was going to be, you know, in a different, just like I wouldn't even be filming my videos in this room right now. But, you know, 5 months down the line, here we are, still in this room, still haven't got a client. And this is like, in 99.9% of cases, this is what the regular person who starts SMMA looks like. I've kind of beaten the idea of it's going to take a couple of years down, like I've just crammed that down all of you guys' throats if you have seen any of my past videos regarding SMMA. Let me tell you how actually it works and how long it will realistically take and why I say it's going to take a couple of years to like 5 years. Here's the thing, it's going to depend on quite a few factors. So the people that find success really early on, it's either most likely because they have a really big, you know, business network already. They're friends with like loads of business owners and things of that nature. Or, you know, they've had prior experiences building highly successful business. Maybe not even highly successful businesses, but they just have done entrepreneurship in the past and have found some success with it. So a lot of my people that find success within a few months in the SMMA space started off in like dropshipping, e-commerce kind of things, where they already have a brief understanding of what it takes and already have the lifestyles, systems and habits in place to stay productive and be on the right track straight away from the get-go. That's how they're able to find the success straight away. And you know, I've even had like dropshipper friends who moved to SMMA but still took like 5-6 months before getting their first client. It's completely normal. Don't beat yourself up over it. So the answer to the question, you know, how long does it realistically take? It depends on, you know, your past experiences, how much time you can dedicate to this. So for example, if you're still in uni or like work a full-time job, then, you know, you're not going to be able to put in as much effort as a person who doesn't have any responsibilities, isn't going to school, isn't working at all. You know, like, it is different for everyone, and that's why you shouldn't compare yourself to other people. And, you know, comparing yourself to other people is actually one of the most toxic things you can do when starting your own business, because you always compare yourself with the end result as opposed to, you know, the process that they took. So for example, for myself, the person I learned from was Imangazi. Now, Imangazi, if you look at his old videos, like his first video was uploaded, I think like 4 or 5 years ago. That should be how long, like, what you compare yourself to. So for example, I would look at my videos and be like, oh, in my opinion, they're better quality and has more info than Iman's first videos. Okay, cool, I'm on the right track. You shouldn't be comparing yourself to the person you're learning from and the position they're in right now. You should be comparing yourself kind of to the timeline that they took and whether you're on the same track and if you're even going in the right direction as them. So yeah, definitely lower your expectations and don't have any unrealistic ones. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, give it a like. Any questions you have, drop it down in the comment section because I respond to every single comment. I mean, if you just look at any of my videos, even in the past when I was making videos about student and uni life, every single new comment still gets a response, still gets a like, still gets a heart from me. You know, I don't leave any comments unresponded to. So yeah, any questions you have, drop it down in the comments below or DM me alternatively, whatever you're comfortable with. So yeah, anyways, let me tell you about how these like gurus do it. So, you know, I've spoken about how they actually built up to their current positions within like the 3 to 6 month period, or like a year even sometimes. Let me expose to you guys also how they actually get the successful student testimonials. Here's the thing. These people, because they're so good at like funnel creation, driving traffic to their funnel and like actually gaining sales for their educational courses, they have thousands and thousands of students under their belts. Now imagine, this is literally just a numbers game. Imagine if you have 5,000 students enrolled into one course. Now let's say 90% of them just like bought the course, was sold on the dream and don't take any action because they realize the kind of scope of work that is required to build up to their dream lifestyle or whatever, right? So let's say 90% of that people we just write off completely, there are going to be 500 serious students still at the end of the day. Now, with these 500 serious students, maybe, you know, only half of that takes the right actions. Now, with that, that's like 250 students taking the right actions. With 250 students taking the right actions, imagine, and when I say right actions, I mean just doing outreach, for example, in the case of SMMA. If 250 students reaches out to 20 businesses every single day, that's going to be 5,000 businesses outreach to every single day. Now, do you not think if that number keeps up for, let's say, 30 days, you're going to have at least 10 students that's going to have signed a client, big or small, doesn't matter, but that's going to really kick these 10 students up the bum, and it's going to really put a fire in their stomachs and make them work even harder. And that's why they're able to scale to such insane numbers in a short amount of time. So if you want to succeed in the short term, it's all about luck, in my opinion. With these 10 students, they're going to give amazing testimonials to these gurus, right? Because honestly, like, they did, from their perspectives, change their lives. So it's just like, of course they're going to do video testimonials for them. Of course they're going to have a bunch of, DM conversations, WhatsApp conversations, to help the guru promote their own course. But if you actually look at by the numbers, 10 out of, let's say, 5,000 students is only 0.002%, which that number is not high at all. And, 10 testimonials is a good number of testimonials to have to promote your course. I mean, realistically, people buy it with only 5 or 6 testimonials at most. So if you have 10, you have some really successful students, So yeah, that's how they get the testimonials, and that's how they kind of make it seem like the majority of their students are successful, or, these are the most successful students, but they really just don't talk about the students that kind of completely fail, and which is quite sad, but, that's just the industry and the world we live in. But also it's just like, if the course instructor just tells you like how it is, as I mentioned previously, I think, you're going to have to risk your family relationships, your friendships, your relationships, your mental health, your physical health, just to, give yourself a chance at success a couple of years down the line. Then no one's going to buy into their courses. No one's going to enter this industry. So it's just like, it makes complete sense why they do it that way. But, just don't be too gassed up by it, and make sure you have mental clarity. And that's why you shouldn't start a SMMA in 2020. So I've kind of rambled on about like the industry and how you're sold on a dream, but here's another thing. Don't be afraid to invest. This statement contradicts what I have said just for like the past 10 minutes, but here's the thing. You do need to invest in yourself before you can succeed, just because like, honestly, a lot of the knowledge isn't taught on YouTube, like the technical aspect, and also like on YouTube there's no playlist made from like going from A to Z essentially, and there's no way to teach that because no one's gonna watch your videos like in the correct order, and you don't know what correct order to go in. So for example, what I mean by that is like, you don't know what to do on day 1 and versus day 30, and you're kind of just always stuck in this limbo of consuming content when you don't know what actions to take, which is really, really bad. So don't be afraid to invest if you're serious about this industry, in which case I do recommend buying a course or something to really get a better understanding of how to run everything. And then you also need to put in the mental capacity and think for yourself. So for example, with the outreach method that I taught a couple weeks back, that's never taught in even any of the paid courses I've seen. What they do teach, however, is like, oh, like you send them 5 emails or whatever, and it's like the first email is that it should contain this kind of content, but it never tells you, okay, you need this software, you need that software to, like integrate with each other, and then like email schedule with this, and then like make sure you're adding X amount of contacts every single day to ensure you're booking like 3 to 5 meetings every single week. Like they never teach you any of that. And here's why. It's because on YouTube there's 2 types of content. One type of content is to drive traffic to your channel, and like it is to sell people on a dream and try to upsell them on the course, and you're trying to build traction that way. And with videos that are as technical as the ones that I made 2 weeks ago, it just doesn't get attention. Why? Because it's boring as hell. Like when I watched that video back, those 3 videos in fact, I'm just like, wow, like this is mind-numbingly boring. And you can't make it boring because then like, no one wants to do something that's boring and unexciting. But to be honest, that's a lot of what entrepreneurship is. You're doing all the boring work. It's literally like working a 9 to 5, except more hours and more effort, more dedication, and it's going to run on your mind just a lot more. Anyway, sorry for rambling, but yeah, don't be afraid to invest in a course. And no doubt you're going to waste some money on courses that don't bring you as much value. I know I have personally, and it doesn't feel great, but you kind of just got to take that L and move on, because with these courses, it's realistically about just how you get how much you put in. So, it's not really about the price tag that you pay, but it's more about how much effort are you going to be willing to put in after you paid for the course. Like I watched all of the courses that I paid for religiously, studied them, made notes on them, but then it's about executing on the advice that was given. So one of the things that I feel like a lot of courses don't really do is they don't stress the fact that, you have to put in the work, because a lot of people buy courses for the wrong reasons, meaning like they buy it as like a band-aid solution and they think, you know, buying a course means that they will succeed, when realistically it's buying the course, it'll tell you which direction to go, and now it's up to you to actually walk towards that destination yourself. So yeah, by the way, some quick tips to set yourself up for success if you're still serious about starting a social media marketing agency. Number one, optimize your mindset, habits, routines, and health. And mental health as well. Overcome some mental barriers. Don't be afraid to kind of like change up your lifestyle, because all of these things indirectly plays a massive, massive part in any business you start. And social media marketing agency really isn't too different from, you know, starting your own tech startup, for example. Basically, the long and short of it is you cannot succeed if you're personally like a piece of shit. Like, that's just not how it works. You need to make sure you're a good human being and a balanced, healthy, mentally stable human being before you can find business success. As in, at least that's in most cases. Like, you can scale, I know. Actually, I'm not even going to get into it, but basically, if you don't have good mental health, or, you know, if your health is just trash, you're getting ill every single day, you're not having a good diet, blah, blah. I know people that succeed in business that way, but they're kind of not really happy with their lives. So make sure you balance your life, treat yourself whenever you possibly can, and yeah, just become a happy, healthy, balanced entrepreneur. So later this week, I'm going to have a video out on Thursday about health and habits, routines, systems in place to really prevent you from spiraling downwards. So subscribe for that, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's video. Bye guys.